Hello, everybody. My name is Ranfeng Li. I'm the lead of Criterion 4. And Criterion 4 is also talk about teaching and learning, but it focuses on evaluation and improvement. There are three core elements that we need to address in the assurance argument. 4A, the institution ensures the quality of its educational offerings. 4B, the institution engage in ongoing assessment of student learning and also used assessment results of assessment for improvement. And 4C, the institution set up goals about retention and graduation and evaluate the data of graduation and retention and use data to develop strategies to improve retention and graduation rate. The committee members listed here and also many others who are not listed here have contributed to this assurance argument. And committee members in the past several months gather evidence and materials and provide evidence. And then the writer here, we have Scott Sapp. He's the writer for Criterion 4A and 4B. And Eric here is the writer for Criterion 4C, and put together an argument to assure that USC is responsible for the quality of its educational programs and is responsible for engaging assessment of student learning, and also is responsible to improve retention and graduation rate of students. For 4A, there are 6 areas we need to address, and we group them into 3 major categories. 4A and 4A2 and 4A3, and focus on evaluation of the quality of the credits we received from other institutions, and we accept with awards, and in particular, we talk about the process and the policy in place to accept credit, for example, based on the AP test, based on the International Baccalaureate test, and also based on the CLEP test. And also we talk about policy and procedure in place to accept credit from other institutions which are accredited by regional accreditation agencies, and also for international credit, we talk about the policy in place to accept credit hours from the institutions in foreign countries which are recognized by their state and Department of Education. And also for 4.2 and 4.3, we provide evidence about how we have work with Illinois articulation initiatives, and how we establish agreement with some local community colleges to make sure the credit hours transferred to UIC has quality and meet our requirements. So for 4A1, 4A4, and 4A5, which focus on the quality of the programs and the courses. In particular, we talk about the program review process we have implemented for many, many years, and which is required by the Illinois Board of Higher Education. Every program, degree program, certificate, IBH approved certificate program, and also IBH approved Centers Institute has to be reviewed every 8 years. And also the new degree program, which has to do a progress report review 3 years after its implementation. So in the assurance argument, we describe the process of a review, which involves self-reflection internally and external review and by scholars, peers in the field, and also internal review by faculty governance, a governance committee. And we also provide evidence that we not only evaluate review programs offered on the campus, on UIC main campus, we also include the programs offered at the branch campus and also programs offered through online delivery mode. So to demonstrate, as earlier, Eric mentioned that, we need to demonstrate we have the same standard, same procedure for the programs, no matter where, no matter how they delivered. And also, one of the key components for 4A is that not only you evaluate program, also you act upon it. And so we also describe the process in place to review the results of the program review. And for example, we provide evidence to show that we have a follow-up meeting with the deans and the vice provost, and also the department heads to review the results of program review and findings and discuss action plans. And sometimes a program would like to do a follow-up report to address a particular area before the next program review cycle. So they will provide a follow-up report to document action has taken place to address some of the areas for improvement. So we provide that evidence in the assurance argument. And also, as I mentioned that earlier, every program review every 8 years. So in the next review cycle, they have to talk about how they have addressed the improvement recommendations from the previous review. So not only we review existing programs, we also make sure the program offers has the rigor and quality. So we describe the review the review process when program is going to submit for change, and also to be submitted for general education approval. And we describe all those, provide evidence, and also the process, describe the process, and to demonstrate, we also monitor the new programs, revise the program, revise courses, new courses, to make sure they have the learning outcomes, and they have the quality and to be offered, and also, the faculty who teach those courses are qualified, and then especially we put a strong argument to talk about the dual credit courses, which offer to high school students in high school by high school teachers. And so we provide evidence to show that those dual credit courses, and those are our courses, and high school students take the courses and receive high school credit, also USC credit. And we want to demonstrate that those courses have the same learning standards and the expectations and assessment process, and also the high school teachers meet our faculty qualification. And also we evaluate the graduates. We do the post-graduation surveys to look at placement, the job placement, and also pursue graduate education for undergraduate students, and for graduate students, graduate college has a PhD in survey to look at their first job placement. And I have to, to catch up for criteria. For core element 4B, I will go fast. For 4B, folks on assessment student, and basically we have to address 3 areas: whether we have a process in place, whether we have used assessment results for improvement, and whether the assessment process follows the best practice. So as many of you know that you have been engaged in our 2-year assessment process, and all the program have learning outcomes, and all the program conduct assessment and also provide results. in one year and another year, the program directors talk about how they act upon the recommendations for improvement, both for our degree programs, co-curricular assessment, and also general education programs. And also we talk about, we provide support and training, and we have a lot of videos on our website to support our best practice, and also our assessment process involve all the faculty, program directors, and staff. And for criteria 3, for criteria 4C, focus on retention and graduation, and we use the data for to improve retention and graduation. And Eric is the writer of criteria 4C, and he's going to provide more details.
Sure. So I want to make sure I give our Criterion 5 team adequate time, so I'll be right to the point in this. This is all things having to do with retention, completion data, and best data practices. As you see from the headings for 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's very straightforward. Do we have goals and a plan to reach those goals? 2, are we actually collecting data? 3, do we actually analyze and use the data for improvement? And then 4, in general, do we have good practices? So I'll just highlight a couple things. One is to mention that as far as that first part about having goals, we do open the section by talking about the university's progress with completion rates and retention rates. If you were to look at the assurance argument that's currently posted, you're going to see that based on the fall 2022 data. The final version of this that will be ready in about a month will of course reflect this fall's data as well. The bottom line on that is we're able to tell a very strong story about progress in terms of graduation rates. So at the 4-year graduation rate level and the 6-year rate, really across all populations for the university, we're not able to tell the same story in terms of retention. And as far as equity gaps, sometimes we can point to improvements and sometimes that seems to recede again. So the tone there is a mix of being able to point to all the things we are doing to take advantage of our efforts to boost graduation. But again, a recognition that there's work to be done yet in terms of retention and equity gaps. Then specifically in the 4C3 there, that section is organized by bullet points. The first set of bullet points are just a handful of the many examples of programs that we launched based on using data relation to retention and graduation. And then there's another set of bullets, again, just a handful of the many examples of programs that continue to use data in order to evaluate and improve those programs. So I'm going to hand then to Criterion 5. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I handed to Ranfen for the final questions.
Yeah, as you heard earlier, that for criteria 4 is focused on evaluation and improvement. So we list a bunch of questions here, and the review team may not ask exact questions listed here, but they most likely they will ask the question about how use the data, use the information for improvement. And we will provide our assurance argument to you, and close to the time we have a site visit, and you can read it and you can set information in our assurance argument to answer the question. And also very often you can provide your own information, as faculty member, as a department head, and also as a college dean. You have been involved in this process and the program review and assessment of students. You probably have plenty of the data information to address the question. Just be ready. Now I turn to criteria 5.